Okay, so this is actually my third recording of this, and hopefully the screen recorder actually records the game footage so that my talking makes sense. So what I'm doing is I'm going through with you the differences between emulation gaming and physical console gaming. Now first I want to discuss the legalities. If you live outside of Canada or the United States, definitely check to make sure that your country has something called the Fair Use Act, because that states that copywritten material may be used for personal, entertainment, comparison, and educational purposes only. And that includes, but is not limited to, downloading, uploading, reverse engineering, or modifying copywritten material. So as long as it's for like non-profit and you're not selling it. So basically I download my games because I can't afford to get my game libraries back. I'm one of those poor people. So for us, I've got a cheap $400 laptop, which you could probably hear it lagging. That's one of the downfalls of emulation gaming, is you might have slowdowns and graphical errors that you wouldn't get on the actual physical console. That, and I'm trying to run a screen recorder, which is also affecting the quality of the emulator, so the game sound isn't going to be that great. So I'll actually turn it down a notch for us. The sound quality is not going to be that great. My new computer I'm trying to save up for will hopefully be much better. So, if you're wondering what I'm smoking here throughout the video, it's just an e-cigarette. Now, my sister makes the juice, so unfortunately, as awesome as it is, you can't get any. But big shout out to my sister, Amanda Barnhardt, for making such awesome eJuice and supplying me with my nicotine. Just as a reminder, nicotine products are for 19 and older, so that everybody knows what the laws are here in Canada. Like, I'm not promoting smoking, but I do have an addiction to nicotine, and e-cigarettes are pretty safer, like, than a real cigarette. Like, I haven't set my house on fire with this one. And it's got great flavor. It doesn't taste like total garbage. So that's always good. Now, for this N64 gaming, I will be using this cool thing that I bought. And as you can tell, it is very accurate to an N64 controller. Now, it's a little lighter, so it's not as sturdy. I mean, the N64 controllers could really take a beating in that real video game rage, and I don't think this one will be able to handle that kind of stuff. But since we're grown-ups now, I don't foresee us smashing our controllers very much. But we might still, we all know we like to play these old games. Even though we're grown-ups, we like to game. Who doesn't? I mean, if you don't, you're crazy, and you probably shouldn't be watching this video. So, I have played through Paper Mario 64 just to make sure everything was working, and I decided a nice relaxing game like that would be a great start to these videos, and just relax and talk about this game. So I'm going to get into the game and start playing a little bit here. We'll try to with this lag. So it usually doesn't lag like this, but my video recorder is really doing a number on my computer here. So unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with that together until I get my new computer. But if you haven't played Paper Mario 64, well, Paper Mario on the N64, I highly recommend you go ahead and play it. Read through the dialogue. It's super awesome. Like, it's well worth a playthrough. Here in the story, though, I'm a little bit ahead of the game because of a couple of failed recordings. So to catch you up to speed, I'm just going to face these Goomba bosses, and I'm using cheats to make the game more relaxing for the purpose of these reviews, because we're going to be trying to beat the game while reviewing it at the same time. Now, where we are in the story, basically we're trying to get back to Peach's castle, because Bowser quite literally stole the entire castle. And then he cheated with his magic star powers and defeated Mario and tossed us out a window. Now, when you look at it at first, you're like, oh my, you know, Bowser just threw Mario out of a window at thousands of miles above the ground. Then you realize, hey, he's Paper Mario, so he just floats right down, which is pretty funny actually. It's a fun story. So definitely check it out if you haven't played before. But we've already discovered the hammer and got our first partner in the game, which I believe his name is Goombario. He's a Goomba species, and yeah, he's going to help us with the game a little bit. Right now I'm facing the first boss of the game, which also includes 2 mini-bosses, which these are also of the Goomba race. The big guy claims to be the king of the Goombas. And then there's the red and blue Goombas that are the mini-bosses. Now, unfortunately, the dialogue might be getting cut off because of the resolution I have. I'll try and fix that in the next video. I just wanted to make sure it gets recorded, because for some reason I can't get the screen recorder to record the gameplay footage when it's at full screen, and that's a little irritating. So I think I set it to like 1200 or 1600 by 1024 or something like that. So the resolution's a little bit messed up. I'll have to select a better settings or get a better screen recorder that will record the full screen while this app is running, because I've tried 2 of them so far and they just keep failing. So we're starting up our first boss fight, and action commands still aren't a thing, so you can't really block or like dodge shots or anything like that. But I do have a cheat turned on so that my partner here will do extra damage, because all my partners that I will gather throughout the game will be fully upgraded. I have max coins. I actually don't think I turned the cheats on, so I'm actually going to do that quickly and show you how it works on this emulator. I'm using an emulator called Project 64, which is my favorite, and it's got this little thing here called cheats. I'm just trying to see the screen. So I'm actually going to turn on my magnifier, because that is so blurry for me. There we go. It's all loaded up. So we're going to have infinite flower power, heart points, star power. We're going to have lots of coins. We're going to have infinite badge points, max level, infinite star pieces. But to avoid the level up error, we're going to put this cheat on for no star points to level up, and upgrade all members so that he's got his extra strength. So that should make the game a lot more relaxing. And that's how easy it is to turn on and off cheats on the emulator. Well, on the actual console, you would actually have to turn it off and turn it back on. And you'd need an extra cartridge attachment called a Game Shark in order to get your cheats on there. Now, with this particular emulator, another thing I like is for a lot of the games, there's preset cheats that are already programmed in. You can add your own as well, but it doesn't have a cheat search like the actual Game Shark does for the memory editor with the Game Shark button, and then you search for whatever value you're looking for. This emulator, I actually haven't been able to find an N64 emulator with a cheat search function like other emulators have, such as the Super Nintendo emulator. So we're getting a lot of slowdowns with this screen recorder running. So I'm probably going to have to try and figure out an alternative way of doing this for the next video. For this video, just as an intro to what I'm dealing with, it's not going to be too bad. I mean, I personally can deal with these slowdowns. Some people might not be able to. So, like, a problem with emulation gaming is you do need a strong computer in order to run it. Like, my laptop I'm going to be getting is $1,200 Canadian, and that's the approximate cost of what you'll need to run all the games that you're going to want to play. Such as, I mean, my computer's perfect for playing, like, older games like Super Nintendo, Game Boy, and Sega. And normally by itself plays these N64 games awesomely. So, but for the purpose of this video, it's not too bad. I mean, the fact that you can get an N64 controller that plugs into your computer, I mean, this is an actual computer controller. I can literally load up a Super Nintendo emulator and map the keys to whatever and use this N64 controller to play Super Nintendo or Game Boy or Sega Genesis. Like, there's a bunch of things that you could do with this controller because it's an actual computer controller. So it's pretty nice. I like it. Like, and it feels really good. I have the sensitivity set to 100%, but Project 64 does have like a real N64 feel option for the control stick. But I like high sensitivity, so that way you don't have to keep reefing on the control stick. You just push it a little bit forward, and it'll move forward. You know, like you don't have to give it much force for it to move. And it just feels really smooth and really comfortable. Now, a good bonus about emulation gaming is some games do actually have legitimate slowdown due to bad programming or whatever the case may be. And the emulator can actually sometimes help by forcing it to run at a smooth 60 frames per second. So that, if you have a strong enough computer, that can actually be pretty cool. A perfect example of that is last week or a couple weeks ago, I was playing Super Nintendo, Super Mario World, with my mom. And she actually commented that she felt like the game moved a little faster, which after you've played this game for years on the real Super Nintendo, that increased speed movement, that very smooth quality gameplay can actually affect all the timing that you are so used to, and throws your game off. So you feel like a noob all over again. Could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. I kind of like it sometimes because you feel new to the game, and it's pretty cool, you know? Like, it makes it so that it's like it's something new, but at the same time it's not. So, you know, it's worth checking into if you got a strong enough computer. Now, I only got so much space because YouTube won't let me stream live unless I have 1,000 subscribers. So, if you want to help me out, these videos won't have ads. I don't like ads. I don't believe in them. I think they're garbage. So if you really want to help me out, then definitely hit the subscribe button. If I can get 1,000 subscribers, then I can stream these parts straight to live to YouTube, and we can maybe game together and try to beat these games at the same time. I do issue a challenge to anybody that has decided to play Paper Mario alongside me with these reviews. And that challenge is I've beaten this game on this emulator in 47 hours. So the challenge to you is to beat Paper Mario on the N64 in less than 47 hours. So that people know, that is less than 2 days. 24, 48. So you have 2 days to fully complete Paper Mario on the N64. That's the challenge. If you are able to do it, maybe post a screenshot or just a comment. Either way, put something in the comments showing or saying that you know what your time is. Be interested to find out. And hopefully you all enjoy this game as much as I did as a kid, because I give it a solid 5 out of 5 stars for a review. It's got great graphics, even on the actual N64. Great gameplay, awesome dialogue for the story. I really enjoyed it. It's got a nice selection of partners that you can switch between as the game progresses along. Quite a large variety of enemies to fight. A great level up system, so that you have to make some tough decisions to decide exactly how the game will progress, and maybe how easy or difficult it'll be for you. It's got a nice list of cheats available. That for me, I like cheats. I've always been interested in cheats, and even making cheats, as you all should know at this point, if you used any of my Android cheats that I've built. So, you know, cheats have always been my thing, and it's got a nice list of them to go with the game. Difficulty-wise, maybe I was just good at the game, but I didn't find it overly difficult. There was a few challenging parts, a few head scratchers where it's like, what do I do? Where do I go? But most of the game is pretty straightforward. So it pretty much points the way, and you can figure it out from there. I think I did have to look at a walkthrough on a couple parts, because I just totally got lost and really confused. But otherwise, you know, I give it a solid 5 out of 5 stars. I'm not gonna, you know, trash this game because it might get a little confusing for us at some points. But it's an interesting story, you know, some interesting twists. Some things you might call out and be like, oh, that's bogus, that's so bogus. But, you know, for what it is, it's actually a great, solid video game. So, I think that's going to be the review for it. We'll see what changes as the game progresses. We just beat the prologue, so I think this would be a good place to stop this video before it cuts itself off anyway. So hopefully I can catch you in the next video, and we can talk some more about Paper Mario and get a little further into this game. Once again, another quick shout out to my sister for supplying me with the eJuice and protecting my house from being burned down to the ground, and doing a great job on the flavor for that. If you have any comments, like if you don't want me talking as much and you want to see more gameplay footage, I'm going to try and find a way to add the gameplay footage with this video, so that maybe I'll be in the bottom corner and most of the screen will be the game. But I just gotta figure out how these editor programs work, and hopefully it'll look good for everyone watching, because with this lockdown going on here in Ontario and other places in the world, I'm hoping that we can all keep distracted with video games. So why leave the house when you can play video games with your friends online, right? That's the whole point. Well, that's it for today, for this video. Later today, I might actually do a second review video for Duke Nukem 64, but on the PlayStation 4. I bought it for $7 Canadian, and it's a really fun, really awesome game. So I really hope to talk about that with you as well and show off some of the gameplay. Unfortunately, my PlayStation 4 mic cuts off. I need to buy a new one, so you might not catch everything that I'm trying to say. But hopefully one of my real-life friends will also be joining us digitally in a PlayStation chat while we do the broadcast later. So hopefully you can catch that, and see you in the next video.